Action.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi. So this is me interviewing. What's his channel saying?
Technicality.
Yes,
Yeah.
Technicality.
Can you make sure the green light's on? I just want to make sure the microphone's on before.
Yeah, it's on. It's
Cool.
on.
Okay.
Right. So, what age did you start your channel?
So I started my channel in 6th grade. Yeah, middle of 6th grade. I don't know how old I was then. I'm a student, so I measure things in grades.
Is Technicality the only channel you have, or there's more channels you own?
Yeah, so that's my main channel. That's pretty much the only one I upload to. I have a second channel that I occasionally upload to called Everything Else, which is literally for everything else. But that's not a priority. It's mainly Technicality.
How do you find the information for your videos? Like, how do you get the information? Like, how do you have the proof, the science?
Yeah. Luckily, so we live in a great age where Google exists. Because if you think about it, like 10 years ago, it didn't, and that's just crazy. Even 5 years ago, it wasn't at the place it is now. Now we have like smart cards and all of, you can say okay Google and it'll tell you anything. So I usually like to start there. Depends on what it's based on though. So a lot of people, there's a couple different ways I get my information. First, I shouldn't say this first because it's not like a priority, but Wikipedia pages are helpful. I know a lot of people bash them for being inaccurate, and they don't really say why. It's mainly just because users can edit them. But Wikipedia pages are actually very heavily combed through and pretty accurate from what I find. Don't use them as your primary source for everything, but if you need like to fill in a fact with like, oh yeah, Wikipedia pages are good. And then, so let's see, like the food presentation video that was based on an excerpt from a book called Predictably Irrational by Dan Ariely, sorry, I say his name wrong. So if it is based on a book, I try to know that book as much as possible. I know some of the people who have like millions of subscribers in the education sector on YouTube like to read a lot. I don't do that because I don't have a lot of time for that. And when it's like your full-time job, you can spend a little more time on researching. But it's always helpful to pull in like a physical, like a literary source, especially if the crux of your video is kind of based off that. What else? Yeah, honestly, so Google Scholar is also pretty good. It also depends what level you want to go to, right? For this most recent video, or not the one I'm working on right now, it's going to come out tomorrow. It's called The History of Peru, and obviously for a 10-minute video on the history of Peru, you don't really need to get scientific scholarly articles on that. You can really just find stuff like on Britannica and on various websites looking at Peruvian history. But on some of the deeper stuff, like, yeah, like, I don't know, I go back to the food presentation video a lot, because that's where I used a lot of Google Scholar stuff. And also really, I don't know, some of the more harder sciences, it's always good to find studies that back stuff. Like, oh hey, you know, like the second most recent video, which was the iPhone video, I did some studies to back that up. So honestly, Google Scholar is pretty good. And yeah, just a regular Google search is good too.
You say that for your Hamilton video, that some of the songs had some inaccurate parts in history.
Yeah.
Where did you find that info?
Yeah, so I made 2 Hamilton videos in total, so that means 20 different things that were inaccurate about Hamilton, and I could probably make another one, but I don't want to juice it too hard. Basically, curiosity mainly. That's the thing. I'm the main, of course, the main takeaway from all this hopefully is that you should be passionate about whatever you do, and I'm passionate about Hamilton. It's actually quite fitting that I'm wearing a Hamilton shirt right now. So mainly I just kept listening to the soundtrack over and over and then thinking of the stuff that could be wrong, right? Like thinking how, like, I mean, Lin-Manuel Miranda is a genius by every meaning of the word, but I mean, it's impossible to get every single thing completely accurate, and that's okay, it's still a good piece of work. But anyways, stuff like where he's like, Marshall Washington have a tomcat named after him, that's true. That's actually not true. So it's always good to look into claims like that. So really just kind of being obsessed with the song, combined with a little bit of background research, and yeah.
So does posting videos on YouTube change your life a lot? Like,
Yeah, I mean, I'd say it does. I spend a lot of time on it, so if anything, it does that. Each video takes, I don't know, about 50 hours to make. But yeah, definitely. As for, like, I guess post upload, when you're older, not now, but listen to Bo Burnham's song "Art Is Dead," and it's very good. Not now though. Later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you like making your videos?
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, you gotta love making your videos. You can't make videos if you don't like it. Yeah.
Right, and that's gonna wrap up the interview today. I hope you enjoyed, and goodbye.
Nice.